More of a sort of vlog style video. Let's give it a try. Hello, I am Mark and I paint Corinthians, and I have been really busy on the painting front recently. It's one of the reasons why I've not put out much YouTube content, but that in turn is one of the reasons why I've decided to do a sort of bit of a different video today, more of a sort of vlog style, and just sort of see how that goes really. I'm always grateful when people come to me and ask me to do paint jobs for them. You know, it's good that people think what I could do is good enough to pay me actual cash monies for it. But if I'm extremely honest, I've been a bit bogged down recently, sort of lost the groove a little bit. So I decided on, I think it was Saturday, to just do some standard Corinthians to get my mojo back, if that's something that people didn't stop saying in like the 1990s. So I poured out some of the figures from one of my box of spares, had a look through and picked out a few figures that I thought would make some interesting repaints. And I've ended up doing 5, and actually I breezed through them very quickly. I did pick ones that weren't going to be too complicated, but it has got my sort of enthusiasm back a bit, so don't worry if you have actually got figures with me currently. I will be cracking on with them, no problem. But I thought today I'd just make a video about some of the ones that I've just done. I started off with this fella, Barry Venison. Always an interesting figure with that. Well, look at the size of that mullet, that's impressive. It gives me a run for my money, doesn't it? Interesting story about Barry Venison is that, I don't know if people remember this, in the olden days when Corinthians first came out, you used to get caps, like as in international caps, little cardboard ones in the box with them, and once you saved up enough, you could send them off with you. I think it was like £2 to cover packing and posting, and then they would send you a free one back. And the first one that I ever chose to get free was Barry Venison, purely because I was collecting the England Euro 96 range, and I'd never seen him in the shops. So, you know, I was being, even then, as a sort of 10-year-old, I was being quite pragmatic with my collection. Here he is. He's in a Liverpool kit, the old Crown Paints colours, the old Crown Paints kit. Number 2 on his back, as I understand he used to play right back for them. And yeah, I thought I've seen a lot of Liverpool repaints. Obviously, they're a huge club. I've never seen a Barry Venison one, so I thought, you know, this might catch a few people's interest. Fairly straightforward, but again, quite a nice repaint. I do like doing ones that I haven't seen done before, which leads me on nicely to this one. Possibly the most pointless repaint that I've done, but sometimes I think these are the kind of ones that catch people's interest. It's Rob Jones wearing West Ham kit, and I've gone with shirt number 2. Don't know for a fact that he wore that. There's no name on there, and the reason for that is he never played a competitive game for West Ham. They signed him, I think it was the summer of 1998. He played a friendly for them against Kingstonian, if I remember rightly, and then he never played for them again. I can't exactly remember the details behind that. I think it was mentioned on Quickly Kevin a while back, that, you know, one of the presenters is a big West Ham fan. So yeah, I thought, you know, sometimes the sort of weird, quirky ones, well, they certainly take my interest, and whether it takes anyone else's or not, I had fun doing it, and it's certainly a unique figure as far as I'm aware. Only thing that's a bit of a shame is the base is a little bit warped, as sometimes happens with the old figures, but it does still stand up. So yeah, that's that one. And who should we look at next? Stan Collymore. I've never done a Leicester repaint before this one. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. And yeah, I've put him in the number 10 shirt. I think he wore 8 and 10 for them, but I went with 10 because, to be honest, I found an image of it online, so it made it easier than having to make my own. Stan Collymore, I've seen, they produced him in England, Liverpool and Villa colours, I think. I've done a Villa away kit one before. I was thinking of what other clubs that left me with. I could have done Real Oviedo, which I did consider, you know, one for the football hipsters. I think he played 2 or 3 times for them. Apart from Leicester, I think that only leaves me, well, there's the ones I've done before. I've done a Nottingham Forest one. He did play for Southend, which I considered, but decided against in the end. He also played for Bradford. Now, if I'm honest, I've never seen anyone looking for Bradford figures. Might have done it otherwise, but also I haven't really forgiven him for having his only decent moment for Bradford by scoring an overhead kick against Leeds. So, you know, I went with Leicester. Never done a Leicester one until now. And, you know, again, quite simple. think it ended up pretty well, and I was happy with it. So let's see, you know, maybe there's some Leicester fans out there looking for figures. There were a few Leicester ones produced, so might fill a gap in a collection for someone. A couple more, again, easy enough to do. Warren Barton in his Derby County days. Again, Derby, pretty big club, so there might be Derby fan collectors out there. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure if they made any Derby ones. I can't remember, but you know, they're, well, Warren Barton, not exactly a star for them as far as I remember, but I've already done one for him for Wimbledon. I've done him in a Newcastle away kit before. I thought, yeah, let's just do a Derby one, see what happens there. Another little interesting footnote for this one. It's got that Derby shirt had a round neck around the, you know, sort of, instead of a V-neck of any kind. The shirt originally was one of the England ones, so it had a sort of the cut out there. I actually used polyfiller just to go in there. It's the first time I've tried to use some on the actual figure rather than just in the base, as I've talked about before, filling the bases. Have a look at that video there if you want to see that. But yeah, it worked quite well. I mean, you can still see where the original V was, but it's filled in better than it would have been. So that's, yeah, first time I've tried that. Very, very minor remodel. And, oh, there goes Stan, losing his balance as I put Barton down next to him. Last one I did, Peter Beardsley, who some of you may not know had a very short spell at Fulham while I think Kevin Keegan was manager there. Again, a bit of an unusual one to do, a bit of a, well, I seem to be drawn to ones of clubs that, you know, players who had short spells and little known spells at clubs. Also, you know, these are, if you know anything about getting older Corinthians, you'll know all these are pretty common figures. And I just thought, well, you know, even if they don't go, hopefully I'll have increased their value a little bit. Played for Fulham. He went there when they were in the second division, as it was, I think, which is League One now. He was pretty old at the time, and I looked him up on Wikipedia. I think he scored 3 or 4 goals there, including one in a playoff semi-final. Ultimately, they didn't go on to win it. But here he is, Fulham shirt as they were in the old second division. Didn't have names on the back of the shirts at that point, so I've just given him number 7, which he wore in that playoff semi-final. And yeah, I've done loads of beards. I realised as I did it, I've done him in Hartlepool kit. I've done him in Vancouver Whitecaps kit. I've done him in a Newcastle away kit. Done him for Man City. And I think there's one other that I can't remember. I'll put it there if there is one. But yeah, you know, there might be Fulham fans out there collecting. If there are, and you want this, you know what to do. Social media links in the description. Comment. Keep an eye on eBay, because if I don't get anyone inquiring about it, it'll probably be going there. And yeah, that's it. So a bit of a different style video today. Saves me having to do the editing, which I'm not really great at. 5 figures that I just did for kicks. It has given me a bit of enthusiasm back, so I'll be cracking on with the ones that people have sent me to do. And that's the end of today's video. So thank you for watching. As ever, I'd love to see comments, likes, and any increase in the number of subscriptions would be fab. See you again really soon.